Okay, so Satan is another manifestation of Lucifer. So Satan represents another form of Lucifer, all right, that manifests in the world as unmanifested chaos, all right, a whole bunch of confusion that can't be explained. You are likely to experience Satan's energy when you find yourself in a situation that is completely out of control, or you know someone, you have someone in your life whose life is completely out of control. It's like they're being driven by a force that they cannot control, and it's causing them to get into a whole lot of trouble. Generally, if you are having problems with addictions, drug addiction, sex addiction, addiction to food, sugar, so on and so forth, that is a clear indication that Satan has manifested in your life. But not only that, it is also a clear indication that you are supposed to be a boss, some type of boss. You're supposed to be running shit. When Satan manifests in your life, he's letting you know that you, or there is a certain area in your life that you need to get absolute control over. All right, or there's an area in your life that is about to get out of control, and you need to master that shit. Just like he's a symbol of addiction, he's also a symbol of strength. Yes, he is also a symbol of strength. I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of you motherfuckers out there talk about how you hate Satan. I hate Satan. But a lot of you work very hard. You spend your whole life trying to be just like Satan, trying to adapt his qualities. Yeah, and you don't even know it because you don't know Satan. I know, just like me. I was also taught that satanic energy is evil energy. So that's not true. It is true that it is unmanifested chaos, but it is unmanifested chaos that you as a boss, as a leader, must take and turn into energy that you can use in the world to gain control over any situation in your life. You see, Satan is a master of magic, and he is a patron of leaders and bosses. He's a patron for those who seek to take absolute control over their lives or a specific area in their life. Did you know that Satan is also a patron to orphans? That's why certain people you don't want to fuck with. And it don't make no sense to try to do any spells on those who are patronized by Satan. Did I tell you? Do I need to say it again? Satan is a master of magic, a master manipulator. You're not going to put a spell on him. Neither are you going to put a spell on any of his children. Believe that. Satan is a dark lord, but you best believe he brings light. He's the true light bearer. I know. They've been teaching you all this time that his name is Jesus. Did I tell y'all he was the master of magic and a master manipulator? Got the whole world fooled. You call on Satan when you're trying to overcome an addiction or some type of obsession in your life. That's when he's invoked. He's also invoked when you're being led by fear, aka death. He comes in your life to alleviate that fear and give you strength. I ain't gonna lie, I used to hate that motherfucker, and I spent my whole life running from that bitch. Till I got tired of running. And I said, you know what? Let me study this motherfucker and see how I can gain absolute control over this energy in my life. Because let me tell you, I used to be out of control. He comes to me in many different forms. But when I recognize him, he pulls back. Because that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to realize his presence in your life. And just like all the other deities, he wants you to pay tribute. A lot of people say, it all depends on how you look at it. Some people say Satan is just an energy that we use. Some people say Satan is a deity. Whatever the fuck you want to call him. He don't give a shit as long as you acknowledge that fucking energy and respect it. That's all that matters. Y'all know Satan is powerful. Because even fucking your so-called God can't control him. What that tell you? And didn't God create Satan? Well, he lost control. Ain't that how y'all story go? He has absolutely no control over Satan. Sounds like the story of many, many, many men and women who walk the face of this earth. They have certain energy in their life that they can't get control of. And they spend their whole life trying to get control of this energy. Who is that energy? What is that energy called? Say it again. Everyone who works in the occult or who deals with magic on any form, even if you just read tarot cards, you work with Satan. You work with that unmanifested, chaotic energy. Yes, you do. You're just not aware of it. So before you judge anyone else, and before you're so quick to judge me, make sure you know what the fuck is going on in your life. Make sure you know what's going on around you. Because you don't want to sound dumb when you up there judging people and what they do. Because it just may turn out that you're talking about yourself or someone you love. Probably the most religious person in your house. Did you know Satan created all the churches? Every single one of them, he created them. You're not going to worship nobody else in Satan's house. And the earth is ran by Satan. But that's according to Christianity, the Christian tradition and philosophy. That's not the only one. There are many other philosophies. But right now, we're focusing on the Christian philosophy and their deities. That's what this video is focusing on. Serving Satan and staying in his graces will not only require you to be strong, but you will have to be very, very confident. Very confident. Not egoistic, but confident. There's a difference. You also must be willing to take risks. You also cannot fear death. Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, he will manifest in the life of those who fear death. He has the ability to drive one insane. That's why he is said to govern the insane or insanity. I'm going to tell y'all something about Satan y'all didn't even know. Guess what else he governs? He governs freedom and liberation. If that's what you want, which a lot of you say that's what you want, then that's who you will call or invoke in order to get that. He will liberate you from oppression.